Mummy, I will be a vegan minimalist.
Hi, my name is Luke and this is a film about how I became a vegan minimalist and how it changed my life. Over the last year, I realized that I decluttered nearly every single month. Donating things, selling things, bringing things in the cellar. Nearly every single month, my apartment got cleaner and emptier without that I even realized it. I then finally asked myself, give this vegan minimalist thing a try. But instead of watching other vegan minimalist videos or going into the internet and searching for how-to tutorials, I sat down and tried to find out what minimalism really means for me. I think for a lot of people, minimalism means having less. For me, minimalism means having more of what you love. I don't focus on getting rid of as much as possible. I focus on having things around me that bring value and which bring quality to my entire life. My approach to minimalism also goes further than just decluttering. It ranges from how I do my sports, how I eat, how I treat my body, how I spend my money, and also finally how I decorate my home. I for myself developed the 30-day rule. Everything I haven't used in the last 30 days will be donated or sold. It doesn't matter if it's food or clothes or technical stuff. When I started decluttering, I started rather unusually with my kitchen. Pots, pans, cutlery. Do I really need 4 pots? I don't think so. Do I really need 2 to 3 pans? I don't think so. Do I really need 12 forks and 10 spoons and 15 knives? No. So I started to reduce. Next, I also sought my dishwasher. As most of my plates are stoneware anyway, and I prefer washing them by hand. And I mentioned the dishwasher explicitly because on my journey to vegan minimalism, I realized that a lot of things which we think are essential aren't actually essential. Essential is only what makes us really happy and what brings value into our daily life, real value. After I even sold sentimental things, for instance a really expensive belt which I saved up for, or my most favorite shoes in the past, I realized that minimalism is something which has taken over a lot of other parts in my life, long before I actually thought about the term minimalism. I, for instance, developed very minimalistic eating habits. I'm not a fan of trying to eat a broad variety of foods and having as much as different foods a day as you can. No, I think we should pick the healthiest foods, maybe 10 to 12 foods, which we can eat every single day. And this is nothing else how to structure your diet. I try to have broccoli, mushrooms, chickpeas, walnuts, blueberries, dark chocolate, and a few more other foods every single day. The way I experiment with these foods is more or less always the same. I add whole grains, usually pasta or rice, then the veg with the beans or tofu, and make a simple sauce or just add olive oil. Simple, mindful and healthy eating is a very healthy approach to food, I think. Having more of what you love and slowly eliminating everything else which distracts you in life. Because distraction is very often only seen when we think about phones ringing, children screaming, dogs barking, but distraction takes place on such a deeper level. It starts at your desk, for instance. How well organized, how empty is your desk? I used to have a full desk with all those typical things we usually have on our desk. Now the only thing I have is my laptop to work, my plants for positive vibe and healthy environment, and maybe a notebook to put my thoughts to paper, as writing for me is much more powerful than typing, for instance. When I'm sitting at my desk, there is nothing what can distract me, which can manipulate my concentration. Same goes for my living and my sleeping room. I think this room is the place where the magic in my head takes place, where I work, where I enjoy time with my girlfriend. The cleaner and the clearer this place is, the more I can focus on what's really important in this moment. And this is what minimalism means for me. Having more of what you love and less of what distracts you. Not having less in general. Because if minimalism would mean having less in general, I wouldn't have all these beautiful plants. Or my tech gear, for instance. This is something which I love to extend on a regular basis. But these are things which have meaning, have a value to myself, and which increase either my happiness or my productivity. Becoming a vegan minimalist means creating a home and a life and a behavior which is conscious, which is focused, and what's important for me, which puts first things first, and which reduces distraction in every single part of my life. I do think that veganism also plays a great role in being a minimalist too. Being vegan is another way for me to be essential, to be minimal, and to focus on what's positive, what's valuable, and what's healthy. Consuming foods which are proven to support our brain function or our mental or physical health, and decreasing foods which are harmful to us is the same principle as decluttering your home from distractions or from clothes. As I mentioned in my last video, 6 years vegan, my honest thoughts, I also sometimes have pizza, or I get untidy, or I leave the dishes, I don't wash the dishes. But I think we can manage, or we should manage, to act upon our values, our principles 90 to 95% of the time. And being a vegan minimalist, focusing on what really matters, I think is a good and a healthy approach to health. I also want to encourage you to look at your wardrobe and truly and honestly ask yourself, what do I really need? Now, I can only argue from a men's perspective, but let's be honest, guys, we mostly wear the same jeans, mostly wear the same 5 t-shirts, and mostly wear the same pair of shorts. At least this counts for me. In my wardrobe, I've only got 7 shirts left, and since I decluttered, I truly never ever missed one of the other shirts, which aren't in the wardrobe anymore. I wish we all could focus more on the essential things, on what really matters, and spend our time, our energy, our money, but most important, our concentration on them. And maybe one day, we are all a vegan minimalist. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe to the channel for more minimalist videos, for more videos about plants, about nutrition, and I'll see you next week. Stay healthy with Luke.